This is MFT Raw, and here is some camera news. Tamron are not shy of pushing the boundaries of lens design. They stunned everyone when they released the 35 to 150 f2 to f2.8, an incredible useful focal range and a bright aperture that hardly dims when you zoom. They also have recently released the 50 to 400 f4.5 to 6.3 and have a number of super zoom lenses for full frame and APS-C, but the latest rumors from Tamron say that they are working on a full frame lens with a focal range that we've never seen before, a 20 to 400mm f4.7 to 7.1. What's more is that this super zoom is said to weigh about 1 kilogram and have similar image quality to Tamron's new and very competent 28 to 300 that they dropped last month. I really like how manufacturers are pushing the envelope at the moment. It seems like every other week there is a new lens that has specifications that we've never seen before, or rarely seen before. Things like Canon's 24 to 70 f2 and their 24 to 105 f2.8, amazing lenses if you have the budget, they're over $3,000. On the cheaper ends, you have Sigma with the 28 to 105 constant f2.8 and their 28 to 45 1.8 constant, which is a full frame lens and has never been achieved before. And then of course there's the aforementioned 35 to 150 from Tamron. I could go on and on, there are so many great lenses. It's just a great time to be a photographer right now. With this new Tamron lens, expect compromises to be made somewhere along the way to be able to bring such reach competently to full frame. Perhaps by construction materials, through autofocusing, or even image quality may take a hit. Usually these super zooms start at about 28mm, but to go from 20mm, which is essentially ultra wide, all the way up to 400mm, is really something. Not much else is known about the lens at the moment, but we expect it to be reasonably priced. More info when we get it. From the reasonably priced to the other end of the scale now, and Leica have launched the Q343, a gorgeous £6,100 fixed lens 43mm f2 61 megapixel rangefinder style camera. It is the counterpart to its almost identical brother, the Q3. The only real difference being the focal length and the speed of the A post-omicron lens. The Q3 can shoot video at 8K 420 10-bit internally and output over HDMI 422 10-bit. 4K allows for 422 10-bit internally through SD cards, and 120 frames can be shot at 1080p in 10-bit 422 all intra, 400 megabits per second, which is actually very good video specs for such a camera with a fixed lens. That lens has 11 elements in 8 groups with 7 aspherical elements. The camera can shoot up to 15 frames per second in 12-bit mode and 7 frames per second in 14-bit mode, with shutter speeds of 1/2000th of a second for the mechanical shutter and 1/16,000th of a second with the electronic. It is hard for most people to get their head around why someone would want to spend Canon R1 money on a camera that has a fixed focal length. Typically, cameras like this are more affordable than their interchangeable lens cousins and are usually less capable too. Plus, discovering new lenses is all part of the fun, right? But I do think that it's kind of missing the point when it comes to this camera and others from Leica, such as its wider sibling and the recent M11D. These cameras are stripped back, elegant, tactile objects that are free from markings, distractions and scales all over the body. They reward you for putting the effort in by taking features away to make you concentrate more on your composition, which is what matters most. We covered the M11D last week. That camera doesn't even have a view screen on the back, yet it is Leica's most expensive camera ever, retailing at just over $8,000. It seems a bit cheeky to remove something like that, yet charge more, but this forces you to use the viewfinder and it immerses you more into the process. Leica are very good at getting you to have an emotional attachment to their cameras with their use of materials and beautiful engineering and images, forcing you to gently hold it to your face while it immerses you in the photo. With a high quality viewfinder, it's just another effective way to get you to fall in love. If 6 large is pocket change to you and you want the highest resolution and best quality for your landscape photography, then you'll know about Phase 1. The latest addition to their lineup is the IQ XC40. It is actually a similar product to the Leica 43, where it is a fixed focal length, a 40mm lens on the Phase 1 too, but being medium format, the 40mm offers a wider field of view than the Leica, being around about 24mm in full frame terms. I think this product is intended for people who are already well invested into the Phase 1 ecosystem, because it really isn't cheap. If you're interested in the body only, you're looking at around about £15,000 or about $20,000 US. In this case, the body only refers to the camera body and the lens together. The sensor, or the digital back, pushes the price right up to £45,000 or 60,000 US. It's ridiculous. But for your money, you are getting a true medium format size 150 megapixel sensor, unlike Fujifilm and Hasselblad, which are cropped medium format sizes. It's actually 1.5 times the size of those cropped mirrorless medium format cameras. The backside illuminated chip has 15 stops of dynamic range and it produces 16-bit raw images. There's no video. These cameras are optimized specifically for taking the best photos possible. With the digital back costing so much, you can kind of see why this kind of would only make sense to someone who already owns a digital back, and see the XC40's compact form as like a conspicuous way of getting their extremely valuable digital back out of the studio and into the real world to take amazing photos like it was intended to do, like these. Although portability with the convenience of interchangeable lenses is something that Phase 1 already offer with the XT, and it is roughly the same price as the XC40 and the 23mm version, which was released earlier in the year. It is hard to see why somebody would want to go for this over the XT. I'm not sure about this trend of taking features away and then somehow charging you more. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And finally, how about this for some drone work? I genuinely thought that this was CGI when I saw this video. We're just not used to seeing rockets land from this angle, so I guess my brain just didn't compute that this could actually be real. This was a Chinese rocket test by a company called Deep Blue Aerospace. The test was actually a failure, and in an unusual move for a Chinese aerospace company, they immediately released this video, which captured the whole thing in a way that I don't think anyone has ever seen before. It just looks amazing. The rocket was just supposed to shoot downrange and then land, but for some reason it seemed to be confused about exactly how high it was. It cut its engines and fell to its doom. This must have been the mission of a lifetime for this pilot, and he nailed it. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe to help us grow. Join the MFT crew on the way to 1,000 subscribers and get the latest from the world of cameras as well as reviews in your timeline. See you in the next one. Peace.